I don't drink soda. Never exactly like that. They say every clack is different, like a snowflake.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Is that something they say in the business?
It's a business, yeah. It's a Hollywood inside business slang.
Every clack is like a snowflake?
Every clack, there's no two clacks that are alike, is how you would say it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, that was our clack, and so can we copyright that? Probably? No? Oh, I'm gonna hold on. Let me get this. Yeah, okay. We're gonna unplug this.
Mic stand dialed in here.
Yeah, get that dialed in. I'm gonna dial this up. I'm gonna dial this in.
Crank it up to 11.
All right. I'm not gonna actually crank it up to 11.
No,
I'm gonna keep it where it is.
It's impossible. It only goes up to 10.
No, we go up to 25. And we're on 8 right now.
Okay.
So if I crank it up to 11, the levels are going to be all off. It's going to be a whole thing. Are you ready?
Yeah. Get my little zen in. Get my zen in.
Zen in?
Zen in. My cinnamon zen in.
Do we want to let Satchmo do the countdown?
Okay.
Satchmo, where are you at, bud? Our new co-host, Satchmo, he's going to do the countdown for us. We've been trying to, we're going to try to get him in on the show more times, and I think countdown's a good time.
I think that's probably the good use for Satchmo.
So, Satchmo, count us down from 7.
7, 8, 9, 10.
No, down. Satchmo, you want to go down. So, count.
7, 6.
There you go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, thank you for tuning into the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name's Awesome Ties, the Satchmo.
Satchmo's here. Smart Plug's here. Free Candy's here. Computer's here. Free Candy's not here. Free Candy's in Canada.
He's up in Canada somewhere, supposedly.
I think we still do the bit until the next season. So, Free Candy, can you hear us, bud?
Free Candy, can you hear me, pal? I'm going to take off my headphones and see.
No, well, he's way too far for us to. He's way up there, dude.
Oh.
But we can't hear him.
We don't have him like live via satellite.
We're going to work on that, and that's why this isn't going to be a thing in the next season, because we're going to have him patched in for real.
Yeah, okay.
And we're going to get a lot of the guys patched in for real. There's another guy that's getting upgraded to co-host.
Oh, there's a new co-host?
Yeah,
oh,
that's what I heard. Yeah, we got Satchmo on. Satchmo got, great response last week from everybody.
People love Satchmo, as it turns out.
People love Satchmo, so we're bringing him on. We're bringing in some new co-hosts. This next co-host is one of our guys. We may or may not have brought him up before, but he's one of the...
I'm excited to find out.
Yeah. So that's all coming up next season, not this episode.
No.
Next season isn't even like next week or anything.
We don't know when it is.
We don't know when it is. Jerry doesn't tell us. Jerry actually does a lot more for the show than people would think. He's the one that structures the seasons, and he unlocks the doors. We get here, he unlocks the doors. The doors are unlocked. We don't want to carry keys.
I mean, that's really about it, though.
Just a lot.
Is it?
Bad.
Is it a lot?
Well, he's going to be doing more and more once, all this AI advances.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Hopefully we can replace Jerry with AI before too long.
I think that's definitely possible.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
So we want to start this show like we start every show by thanking you for being here.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. There's there's shows out there. There's a show called Making a Murderer. Yeah, that's a show. That was a show. Yeah, it's like a Netflix show.
There's so many shows that you could be watching, and for whatever reason, you chose to spend this time with us, so we appreciate you for that.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. And for now, this is a completely organic show. We're not being structured or broadcasted in AI.
No, not yet, as of right now. But big things coming in the world of AI, because just recently we found out that text-to-video AI capability is coming, and it's right around the corner with the announcement of OpenAI's Sora. So this is going to be like ChatGPT and DALL-E kind of mixed into one to generate videos based on the prompts you enter.
Yeah, and this is photorealistic video, where a lot of these AI images and Like when AI images first started, it was very cartoony looking.
Yeah.
And then it slowly turned into a more realistic, where you couldn't really tell the difference. The line was a little blurred. Mm-hmm. And then they crossed the uncanny valley where now there's just AI pictures that look real.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And that's kind of what happened with text to video. Like Google had a text to video AI and somebody else had launched one, some smaller company. But it was all like really cartoony and weird.
Yeah, and this OpenAI Sora, you're able to, if you want it photorealistic or video realistic, however you would phrase it, you can do that. Mm-hmm. But you can also generate cartoon or whatever style of video you want. So just think about all of the middlemen that this is going to cut out in the world of video production. You know, like you're making a music video. Previously, you would have to go and either shoot everything that you wanted, regardless of your budget or your capabilities. Mm-hmm. Or you would have to pay for pre-shot B-roll from stock footage companies. This is going to eliminate all of that.
Like, say if you're shooting B-roll for a video and you want a video of a train going by with like graffiti.
Yeah.
And you'd have to go out, you'd have to find a good spot.
Like a sucker, like an absolute sucker. You'd go out in the real world. Yeah, get
try
ready.
To find the right angle, the right backdrop.
With my luck, I'm going to have my camera settings fucked up when the train finally comes by. I'm going to botch the whole thing. And so this eliminates that.
And even if you did get a video of it while it went by, I mean, there's probably not going to be any tags on it. They clean those up pretty quick.
It's going to be awful.
It's not going to be full of tags like you would want in a movie.
So theoretically, with this new Sora, you can make like an entire movie. You can generate scene by scene, shot by shot, an entire movie. I don't know how long it's going to take. We don't have the technology available to us yet, but I'm super excited about it. Like when it drops to the public, I'm taking like a day off of work and just spending
in prompts. Yeah. And it can generate videos up to a minute. And one of the engineers, when asked how long it would take to render the video, said it's more like going out for a sandwich than it is than taking a couple days off.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not going to render for
I think he said closer to going out and getting a burrito, which is even faster than a sandwich typically. Yeah.
Most of the things in a burrito are already cooked.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you got meat that's already like cooked in a warmer or it's spinning on like
you go to a sandwich place and they take fucking forever. Mm-hmm. But you go to Chipotle and they have your shit just on an assembly line. It's
they got a hot thing of beans. They scoop it in, they wrap it. It's done. Takes about as long as it takes to cook a tortilla.
So you could make, in theory, a video of someone making a burrito in the time that it takes to make your physical burrito in the real world, and that's pretty meta there.
Well, yeah, that's kind of crazy. I think you would probably have to factor in the going out for a burrito part. So you'd have to render a video of a guy leaving his house, going to the Mexican food restaurant, ordering a burrito, waiting for it, watching the guy make it. You like look over like you would at a Subway and you watch the guy make it, and then coming back home.
And see, you could, that all sounds pretty mundane. You could render all that, and then you could render a scene where Donkey Kong just busts in and takes your burrito from you.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the possibilities are limitless. You could literally
do whatever you want, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I've always been retarded in that creative aspect to where I can't draw. I've never been able to draw cool things. Like I always had friends and like my cousin could draw really good and like do all this like crazy depth photorealistic like portraits.
Yeah.
I can't draw at all. Not even a little bit. It looks horrible. So I could never take something that was in my mind and then put it into like a physical form, which is why I got into music. And I was bad at fucking taking what I was thinking and putting into musical form, but better at drawing.
This really evens the playing field as far as like artistic capabilities, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was really held down by what I had access to online, whether it's like Envato or just like a free green screen video where I'm like, okay, I want a monster. I got 3 monsters to choose from.
Yeah, exactly. And like one of the examples it showed on the preview was a pack of woolly mammoths photorealistic woolly mammoths. Like, you couldn't source that B-roll before if you wanted to, because woolly mammoths have been extinct for I don't know how long, a long time. So,
yeah, there's no.
I mean, you could, like finance computer animation that would look, mediocre depending on your budget. Not anymore. Like, now you can just get this for free. These photorealistic woolly mammoths coming at you through a snowstorm.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It's nuts, and it's gonna be it's gonna totally change the game for videographers. And when they just recently had the huge writer's strike that was about AI stealing writers' jobs, and this, not that I didn't agree with them before, but it makes me see why people were going on strike.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like, selfishly, like, cry me a river. Like, I want all that. Like, I want access to this. I want to make cool stuff. I mean, it sucks for Hollywood, but I mean,
I think that there's always going to be like a market and a craving for actual real analog stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you're not going to be able, there's still going to be stuff that obviously, like, you can't quite get AI to do, or it's going to be easier to just shoot it yourself, you know what I mean? Or like specific people, or, I mean, probably, I don't think this renders audio or anything like that. So, I mean, you're not going to, but I mean.
So any videographers out there getting into audio?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have that figured out by the end of the year, though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy how fast, like, we started. Has it even been a year since we started talking about, like, DALL-E and the original ChatGPT and all that? I feel like it's been less than a year. Yeah. Like, how fast this has come at us. Like, all these different AI apps and all that. It's wild. It's coming at us at full speed.
Yeah, it really is. And now, like, a lot of people are getting AI integrated into, like, their workplace and stuff. And it's crazy. The future's now, dude.
I just downloaded Microsoft Copilot. I was telling you about it. It's like the coolest AI app. Like, it's basically like all of the AI rolled into one, and you just conversationally, like, talk to it and tell it what you want.
Yeah.
And it's gonna talk back to you and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Are you sure you want it this way? Let me know if you want this. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's cool how it, like, gives you feedback and asks you questions.
Yeah, exactly. It responds back to you and, like, do you want this or?
Yeah, it's a trip, and I like how fast it's growing because we get to see a lot. Whereas, like, think of our grandparents, like, they saw maybe a couple things, substantial things happen.
Yeah, they saw like black and white TV switch over to color TV, and then maybe like the invention of cable.
Yeah, cable. Maybe cars changed, and that's about it.
We're getting it all, man. You saw a Cybertruck recently.
Yeah, I saw a
real life Cybertruck. So I mean, that just shows the we're in the era of Cybertrucks and AI.
Yeah, for real. So this has been kind of an AI centric conversation so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to break it up with a lot of people's favorite segment on this show. Big Trouble in Big China.
Hey.
Yes. This is going on. I hate to call it my favorite segment because really there's nothing funny about it, but it has become, like a important segment where we fill you in on all the mayhem that China has caused one way or another this week.
You got to keep an eye on China. You know?
I mean, like, not to be like, xenophobic or racist or anything, but China has proven time and time again that they're, they need to be watched under a microscope to make sure that they're not, just scamming us or taking over the country, like that movie Red Dawn.
Mm-hmm. And they're always doing some sort of hacking operation, or TikTok.
It's just one thing after another. They're sending over weird balloons to spy on us.
Yeah, this all started with the balloons. We heard about the balloons. Everybody kind of forgot about.
I would argue that it started with COVID. First they gave us COVID, and then they sent over spy balloons, and it's just kind of spiraled there. It's been one thing after another, really.
So in China, they are panicking because of all of the U.S. AI
advancements. They didn't, like, they're isolated over there. They're not tapped in to all the American tech innovations, and all of a sudden, like, they're seeing all this stuff that AI can do and realizing they're way behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, and they're now creating all these new things that are just based off of
just trying to reverse engineer our shit.
They're probably using, because this OpenAI Sora has started going out to developers and people
Certain
that'll be
artists,
testing it and stuff. So they probably faked being one of those guys, got access to the early.
Wait, you think the Chinese have access to Sora?
And then they're creating their own VR videos and saying, "Look at what we made."
See, that's bullshit. If China has Sora before we do, like, how is that fair? It's not. It's not fair at all.
But that's something that they would do. You know, they would definitely get access to that. They just got in trouble for like spying on everybody, which China was always a surveillance state.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of articles about them. If you're a Chinese citizen or you're a foreigner that's in the country, they're like taking and documenting all of your online activity, which it's like, so is America, right? Didn't Edward Snowden say that?
I think in China now they have a social currency too, which like you can buy things based on your standing with the government. And if they take away points, your like rights are more limited.
Okay.
So you have like a social credit score with the government basically, you know, like saying how
reputable you are.
Yeah, how trustworthy you are in the eyes of Beijing or whatever.
So say if you're like a low level and you could only get like a cheeseburger, and then if you're a high level, you get like a steak.
I don't know if it's directly impacting their meals, but it possibly might be.
Then if you're a high level but you want low level food, are you allowed to get it, or is it off limits?
I would imagine if you're a high level, you have the full access to all the food.
All the tiers underneath.
You know,
it's like
and
a
definitely like you probably have more leeway as far as like your travel and leisure time activities go.
Type of shoes you can wear.
Can attend a concert.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's what's going on in Big China.
Big trouble in Big China.
Big trouble in Big China. Some more huge news when it comes to technology and the cutting edge is Disney released the HoloTile.
Yeah.
Which is a floor, the world's first multi-person omnidirectional treadmill.
Yeah, you showed me this, and like I still haven't fully grasped it. Like I guess I see what they're doing, but like I don't think I fully grasp like the purpose and like what it could potentially do.
So it's this little floor, like a little pad that you put on the floor, and it's maybe an inch thick or something, and it has all these little balls, and I think they said at the very beginning, no, it didn't say, but it has all these like little balls, like ball bearing circle type of things.
And you walk on it, yeah? It's like something you put on the floor and you walk on it like a treadmill.
And you walk on it, and as you walk, the floor will automatically spin these little bearings and move you back to the center of the floor. So as you're walking, it's almost like a moonwalk, like you're walking, but your body's moving backwards type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's not like slippery. It's not like you're on it and you want to fall and your feet go shooting out. Because if your foot goes too far, then these balls will stop you.
I feel like if I'm relatively clumsy sometimes. Like I feel like this is going to be
the guy who showed this off, this Disney Imagineer. He's look at how old he is, dude. He's easily almost 70 years old.
Yeah.
And he's walking on this thing comfortably. You can do multiple people on the mat that are walking in separate directions.
Yeah, that's weird, man. It's crazy. Now,
and
do you think
you tie it to VR so that way when you're in a VR world, you can walk through it instead of like using physically your
walking? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there. Yeah. I see how that could be useful. Do you think that the Chinese have access to this yet?
No.
You think
this is like
Disney's
a physical thing.
Yeah.
They might have the blueprints for it, but they're not going to be able to recreate it in time.
That's good.
But Disney just unveiled this, and it's going to be used in like, stage shows, Disney on Ice, stuff like that. And moving things in and out. There could be rides that are like constantly changing and shit. And then filming, because they have this big circular screen that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And it's like this big giant room that's just a 360-degree screen. You go inside of it, and then the actors will like act out the movie in the actual environment, and the whole inside is like the set built out, so you can't really tell where the seam is. And instead of performing in front of like a green screen or a blue screen, they're actually in the scene and interacting with it. And they could make the whole floor this fucking HoloTile. And as you walk across it, it like moves you through the scene. So the video's moving.
That's pretty intense.
But their announcement was based on VR. Their announcement was like, hey, imagine you're in VR and you could walk around and play with multiple people in a shared space. So they're trying to get in with Apple dropping the Vision Pro, Facebook buying Oculus. Now Disney's throwing their hat in the ring with the floor. And it's going to be lit. We're going to be in Ready Player One, is what people say.
Yeah. Now, where do you think any progress has been made on some sort of time travel machine, like a working functional time machine?
Yes.
I mean, that's really fascinating to me. I would love to go back in time and just fuck things up.
Mm-hmm. I think they say that if time travel exists, then we already have it or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it like folds time. Time folds? You've heard of time folds, right?
I've heard of sliders.
What?
Sliders, remember that show Sliders? Were they sliding through time or parallel universes? I think that was like a parallel. You've never seen Sliders?
No.
You don't remember the show Sliders?
No, I thought...
With Jerry O'Connell.
No, I just think of Tiny Burgers.
Oh, yeah, you should check out Sliders, dude. It's a good show. I don't know if it holds up.
It's like a 90s show with Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't hold up.
Kind of like a Quantum Leap style, but it was like a gang of them instead of just the one guy.
Oh, okay, and they slid through parallel universes?
Yeah, I think that's the gist of it.
Okay, so yeah, it's the same thing, kind of. You can fold space-time, and then it makes a wormhole where you can travel a long distance in a short time.
That's pretty sweet.
So they do that with what? With VR or something?
Something like that. OpenAI.
Yeah. OpenAI, yeah. And we're just trying to keep you guys on the cutting edge because this shit's always moving. This shit's changing all the time.
We're trying to
things are
keep
coming
you
out.
guys in the loop.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as we have access to it, we're going to start using it. This whole podcast will probably be AI
generated, yeah, because we can generate like the visuals with Sora.
Mm-hmm.
And we can just kind of like tell GPT what we want the content to be about.
Mm-hmm.
Have it completely scripted and then pop that into some sort of text to speech.
Yep.
Use the audio from that,
and then eventually we'll be able to just add that to the video and then be like.
And eventually they're just going to consolidate all of that into one. So like it's just going to be like, hey, make a podcast, and it's just going to do it, and that'll be the podcast.
Boom. Yeah. You want to hear a podcast about this? There we go. And then we'll get you guys to sound off and be like, hey, what do you want to hear a podcast about? We'll type it in. Bada boom.
The only thing, I don't think they're going to be able to completely replicate our perfect comedic timing. Like how would they?
Yeah, AI is very bad at comedy.
Yeah.
Still.
So I think, as far as comedy goes, that might be our saving grace that keeps us operating just a little bit longer, but,
So if we do replace it with AI, it's not going to be a comedy show anymore. It's going to be what would you call it?
Just a variety show?
A variety show?
A variety show, yeah, where there's
like
not really any specific pinned down topic.
We should start having musical guests.
Absolutely, we should.
And we could set up like a band over here, like a whole little drum set and guitar, and we could start having like Stained,
Is that
a band?
Yeah, that was a band in like the early aughts.
We can get Bush.
Yeah, that was a band from the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm sure these guys aren't doing much these days.
No Doubt's back.
No, are they back?
Yeah.
Oh, fancy.
We can get Fergie.
Fergalicious.
Uh-huh. Gucci Mane.
Blues Traveler.
Blues Traveler.
Yeah. They played a harmonica. That'd be cool.
Fiona Apple.
Fiona Pineapple even.
Oh, really? Is that a thing?
No. But we could make it with AI.
Oh, fuck, we could. We could be like a Hawaiian Samoan lady named Fiona Pineapple.
Who sings about...
And she sings with her microphone turned up real loud and her mouth is really wet.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from Fiona Pineapple is she... I could hear that.
You could hear that in Fiona Apple's songs?
She'd say, you and me... We're never meant to.
Oh, yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible.
It was bad. Fuck. Now I want to... Jerry, cut in some Fiona Pineapple right now. Computer, play Fiona Apple. Computer, fast forward 30 seconds.
This fucking sucks. I don't want her on the show.
Computer, stop. Yeah, that was really bad. What did I do to my algorithm just now?
You ruined it.
Fuck. Yeah, we still got full battery over here. I thought it was gonna be dead for sure. So, how's the coaching going? Have you had another game since then?
No, it got rained out.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Practice was supposed to be yesterday, and it got rained out and pushed to Friday, so I've only had the one.
Did you have a call at all about whether it was going to get rained out or not?
Yeah, I was down to the last minute, and, finally, it's not up to the team. It's the city closes down all the fields, and the city, made the decision to shut it down. I'm sure they don't want somebody slipping and injuring themselves or some bullshit like that.
I imagine that, everyone had already shown up. That a lot of people were at the field already. You guys were there. They were getting ready to play, and the city came.
We got a call. Shut it down. We got a call from the commissioner at the last second. He's like, "Hey,"
and then I see you took your hat off and you
threw it. I threw it. Yeah, I did.
Yep. In front of the kids.
It's a bad example for sure. I shouldn't show my frustration in front of the little lads, but I was.
But it wasn't too bad. You just threw your hat and you said, "Gosh darn."
Yeah.
Gosh darn rain.
I exclaimed, but I didn't swear.
Yeah. So that's exciting. I heard a lot of people on last week's episode, they were asking for pointers from you since you're a coach.
Oh, now. Since I'm a baseball coach now.
Yeah, since you're a baseball coach
now.
now.
I'm happy to provide any pointers I can as far as, your baseball technique or the inner workings of T-ball.
Okay. I have some questions here from some listeners.
Let's
go. Stevie, he says, how do I keep my elbow down while batting? Or am I supposed to keep it up? And if so, how do I keep it up?
Yeah, you definitely want your elbow up. That's one of the things we teach the children, as a matter of fact. So thank you for asking that, Stevie. You just, use the force in your arm, gravity, what have you, and just make sure that elbow's up when you're swinging.
Uh-huh. You use probably like a muscle, like a shoulder muscle.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
Yeah, shoulder
muscle, Stevie. That's what you do. Tatum, he asks if you make it to third base after the baseman, is that a word?
No.
A baseman?
No, it's not.
Third baseman? Third baseman?
I guess maybe it is. I'm not sure.
Okay, so if you make it to third base
yeah.
after the baseman touches you, but he doesn't have the ball yet, but he touches your ball on accident, are you in or out?
I think you're in still if he doesn't have the ball.
Yeah, you're in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe if you like him, then
yeah. I mean, the third baseman has to get he has to have possession of the ball when tags you out. So,
but he had his ball.
There's only one ball in the game.
There's 3 balls.
No, there's just
5.
There's just one. I mean, there's multiple balls, but there's only one in play at any given time.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. Snorgan?
Hi, Snorgan.
Snorgan says that's probably got to be like a
fake name, right?
Yeah, it's like a character name or something.
Yeah, pseudonym.
Snorgan says, I love baseball, grew up watching baseball, went to A's games with
Snorgan, just get to the question already. I don't care about your history watching baseball. This is just.
Well, I think maybe this is gonna like lead up to it.
Okay,
So maybe it has something to do with the A's. He went to A's games.
That's great.
What team is that?
That's the Oakland Athletics.
A's?
Yeah, they're headed to Las Vegas.
So I went to A's games all the time, and I always noticed that people ate a lot of sunflower seeds while playing baseball. Watching baseball. Sorry. The sunflower seeds, they would spit them underneath the bleachers, and they would pile days and days and games worth of sunflower seeds piled under the bleachers. Most of them not even extracted, full seeds just chewed or sucked and then spit out. What is the fastest pitch on record?
The fastest pitch on record, I want to say, is Nolan Ryan, maybe? Computer, what's the fastest pitch on record? I want to say it's like 112 miles, maybe Nolan Ryan.
For the Cincinnati Reds. On September 24, 2010, Chapman threw a fastball that reached an astonishing 105.1 miles per hour at Petco Park in San Diego.
There you have it.
Petco Park, 105.
Yeah, he broke Nolan Ryan's record. Because Nolan Ryan had it when I was a little kid, at least.
Yeah. I remember, what was the movie with the baseball movie?
Oh,
the Angels in the Outfield?
The one with the kid?
The Sandlot?
There's the Sandlot. There was Angels in the Outfield, and there was also Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
where
that's
the
the
kid,
one I
like,
was talking about. He had the thing,
mm-hmm.
the snap-on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the fastest pitch, 105
Rookie
miles
of the
per
Year.
hour. One last question from... let's see. Let's find a good one. One last question from David. Mike Piazza? Mike Piazza?
Like, what about Mike Piazza?
Mike Piazza?
What?
Question mark. I don't know. You're the baseball guy.
Oh, he was like a catcher. I believe he played catcher. He was on the Dodgers and some other teams. I don't know. He must have hit good or something, because typically, like, a catcher isn't really like a star player, but Mike Piazza was a star player, so I think he must have been really good at batting, probably.
Yeah, David, I don't understand the question. Mike Piazza?
Yeah, I mean, there's a dude named Mike Piazza.
There is. There's a guy named Mike Piazza.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid, his name was the same as my name. Still is. And his last name was close to pizza.
Mike Pizza.
So I thought his name was Mike Pizza.
Mike Pizza.
And my favorite food was pizza.
So he was something of a role model to you.
Yeah. And it was the LA Dodgers.
So when you looked up to Mike Piazza. Pizza.
Yeah.
Piazza.
Mike Piazza. They called him the Slice.
Did they call him that?
Mike the Slice Piazza.
See, I don't think that was true.
Yeah, they called him the Slice.
All right.
Mike Pepperoni Piazza.
I remember when I was a little kid, I went, for some reason, I think it might have just been to get rid of me for the day or something, but like a couple of times, my parents sent me to, there was like a day camp, like a 1 or 2 day camp, like thing run by like a couple of major league players. Mm-hmm. It was like for children, but it was, like local. I want to say it was like Robin Ventura and another MLB player, but they would send me to this thing to like learn to play baseball, but then I never played baseball in Little League. So it was just like a really weird thing to send me to. I don't think it was something that I like sought out myself. They would just send me, you're going to go to this baseball camp for 2 days, learn how to play baseball. We're not putting you in Little League.
Would you sleep at the camp?
No.
You'd go home afterwards?
Yeah, it was just like a day camp type deal.
But yeah, that is weird. And you didn't play baseball.
So technically, I was taught to play baseball by Robin Ventura, who I'm pretty sure was like a semi decent MLB player. And
was
then
he up there with Mike Piazza?
No, probably not.
No. Mark McGrath.
Mark McGuire. No, he's the guy that had the home run record.
Who's Mark
the
McGrath?
Steroid guy. That's the singer of Sugar Ray. I Just Want to Fly.
I always thought that they were the same guy. Like how Bruce Willis is like
there's like a lot of parallels. There's a lot of parallels between Mike McGuire and Mark McGrath.
I thought it was like a Chris Gaines, Garth Brooks type thing.
Oh, see, that would, I mean, if it is, it's a very well kept secret. But if that is the situation, kudos to them for keeping that, like running for so long and nobody.
That is impressive.
Let us know. Is that a thing? Is it Mark McGrath, Mark McGuire, the same guy?
The same.
Let us know.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Jonathan from Korn.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yep.
What's his name?
Jonathan
Taylor?
Davis. Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Jonathan Davis. Same person.
Same
like that's
guy.
a little bit more well known though. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like how everybody knew that Marilyn Manson was the black guy from Cheers.
Mm-hmm. But this new one, this Mark McGuire, Mark McGrath thing, neither of them are named Mike, right?
No, I think there's like a separate Mike
Piazza.
Mike Piazza, yes.
Yeah. So Mark McGuire and Mark McGrath are the same guy. That's the new one. And maybe you heard it here first, you know? I doubt it, though, because I think people are starting to figure it out.
Yeah, so chime in. But actually, no. I'm not answering any more baseball tip questions, so don't sound off regarding baseball.
Never again?
No.
All right. No more baseball questions. Now, we ordered our Apple Vision Pros, and we're going to have those next week. We're going to be using those. It's going to be our first step.
It's going to be super cool, man. Like it was quite the investment. I mean, it set us back, close to $8,000 for that. Mm-hmm. That just goes to show that we invest in you guys getting a quality show, which is why you should invest, in us by sending us some sort of money.
So what we're going to do is we got 3 Apple Vision Pros. We're going to each wear one. We're going to have, videos and articles and things projected. We'll have notes and stuff.
What's the third one? Is that for Satchmo?
No, the third one is for the audience.
Oh, the audience
will set up their own headset over there that's looking at us. So it's recording through the headset, and then we can send things to it.
Man, this is going to be a
bitch
getting all set up.
Look at this video, and then we could just send the video to that headset. It'll pop up.
We're going to fuck something up for sure. So, I mean, bear with us. It's going to be tough to really get that going properly.
Yeah. But next week, we're going to have those. And if you could, just subscribe to something, because we spent a lot of money on that.
Yeah. We're going to need to recoup that.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's about all I've got.
So this was the last organic episode. Next week, we're going full AI. Everything's changing after that. And, thanks for sticking with us. We'll probably won't even... Jerry's going to do most of it.
Yeah, we're going to be gone, right? Like, we're not physically coming in anymore.
We're retiring. We'll probably send in some notes.
Yeah, this is kind of like a curtain call for us. So I want to thank you guys for sticking with us through all these episodes. And I'm excited for what the future brings, although it's not going to be us physically.
But you won't be able to tell the difference.
No.
And we love you. Bye.
Natural Habitat Recordings.